And where do you see your company being in 5 years?
Well, the model that I've described is, I couldn't have 100 clients. I couldn't have 50 clients, the model is such that, I do a lot of producing, for lack of a better way of describing it. I sort of, not just manage careers, but I manage this little production company with a whole bunch of people who want to make a whole bunch of stuff. And so, in 5 years, I expect to be able to be in the same place, except probably spending more money, maybe other people's money, on the projects. I would assume that maybe the audience has grown for the I wouldn't assume, but the audience will have grown for the creative talent that is within my company, for what we're putting out there. So in 5 years, we'll probably be doing the same thing. We'll just be doing it in front of more people.
Right. And how do you think is the best way to keep up with the changing media?
The best way to keep up with the changing media, I don't know if anyone can keep up necessarily in a sort of sense. I think your job is to follow along, I guess, in that sort of way with technology, because it changes so fast. And there are dead ends in technology. The beta is an example of a dead end video cassette. A bunch of people put a bunch of time and energy into going the beta direction, and it didn't pan out. So, I think from the creative side, it doesn't matter what the technology is. The technology is just a form of opportunity, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so it will continue to change, and we'll use new cameras, and we'll record in different ways, and edit in different ways, and make different, ways of displaying stuff.
Yeah, I was about to just waiting for Ronald.
And what advice would you give to people who would probably want to be on the same path as you?
Well, I guess I probably would say to anybody in entertainment is you kind of just have to do it. I don't know necessarily that one could say, oh, I'm a manager. You wake up one day and be like, I'm going to be a manager. Mm-hmm. You certainly can, and there are certainly people who do it. I've spent a long time in entertainment, so I know a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of things tried and failed, or work or not work. So in that sort of sense, I think that becoming a successful manager is being able to provide experience, to my clients. I can provide a perspective through having been in the business for a while that they may not have themselves.
Right. And do you think that's why, are you at the point where a lot of your clients come to you?
As the group grows and we work and we create more stuff, more people will probably come out of the woodwork and ask to be a part of what we're doing. But it's still a small company. It's just a year old.
But do you want to keep it small?
Well, I think the model only works when it stays small.
Right.
It's a challenging model because I can't create an empire with like 1,000 clients or 100 clients or even 50 clients. I just can't do that. And even if I had a staff of managers below me, if you look at some of the larger entertainment sort of representation companies here in LA, how many clients actually know more than like 2 or 3 other clients? Right. Even if you're at a law firm or an agency or a management company, so they have a Christmas party. Does that mean you kind of understand the creative process of the other people who are somehow kindred to you by working with the same manager? Mm-hmm. It's not a company that can be giant. If in order to stay true to the thing that I outlined about let's all come together and let's make some stuff together, it can't be giant.
So do you think the fact that your company can't be as big hinders the success of it?
No. The company succeeds when the clients succeed. Part of the goal of building momentum is not just to make our own little projects, whatever size they may be when I say little. Part of that is to be able to hone the craft so that we can go out there and the actors can work with James Cameron or Steven Spielberg or on giant pictures that take months and months and months and months and months to shoot. Or television series. Part of that is to be able to grow the skills and the talent and the experience to be able to take on those endeavors. To be a series regular. Mm-hmm. To be a top-line star above the title. So we build all of those things, and then also part of that is so that when you are, in a series regular or are top lining above the title, we can come together and we can make other stuff. We can create, we can broaden your brand so you're not just the action guy, or not just the girl next door.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's harder for you in terms of keeping the company going? Because it'd be easier to take a different route?
Well, I mean, I guess it would be easier to take a different route, although the competition would be greater.
Okay.
The most obvious being that if I took a different route, I would take the same route that many others take, in managing a business, which would mean that my competition would be higher. I provide a unique service, what I perceive to be a unique service, and it is not for everyone. And I've certainly met with potential clients who it's not what they want.
So what makes you want to do this instead of doing what everyone else does?
Well, I think part of anyone who has any sort of business acumen is like, what can I do better than everybody else, or what can I do differently than everybody else? Do I recognize a market niche, that seems to be unsatiated, and can I tap into that? That's just kind of business sense. Entertainment on one level is in fact a business, I think it's kind of just focusing on that, trying to do the thing that sets this business apart from other businesses.
That's great. Thank you for sitting down with us.
Oh, sure. My pleasure, absolutely.